CNN Ones to Watch. In association with Cartier, creative watchmaker.
In a world where movies are just as likely to be watched on a smartphone as in a cinema, there remains something magical about the process of projecting a film onto the silver screen. Digital video is fast replacing film. Video on demand is challenging cinema's traditional position as the place where movies are premiered. While independent movie makers struggle to get their projects off the ground, soaring high above them, the big studios slug it out in a series of superhero sequels.
Finding your place in the firmament of entertainment has ever been easy. I am a member of the Writers Guild of America. I think we have 99% unemployment in the Writers Guild. I think SAG, which is Screen Actors Guild, is probably 99.3%.
The battle to succeed against such odds requires the courage and determination of a real-life superhero, and we've found two of them. One you may already know, the other you may not.
She's very, very talented. We went to the same film school in Singapore, and my sense is she might actually outdo my success.
She is enigmatic, charismatic, deeply emotional, and able to share all of those abilities, plus many more, and put them on screen.
Both are at a key moment in a career which promises much. These are our ones to watch. For 12 days in May every year, a small town on the French Côte d'Azur becomes the focus of the cinematic world. Boulevards lined with palm trees and luxurious hotels welcome the cream of movie-making talent, along with many other famous faces, film fans, and the simply curious. Cannes Film Festival is where the biggest stars are often the directors, competing for the coveted Palme d'Or. It's a place where dreams are chased and sometimes caught, and where reputations are made and lost.
Cannes is the ultimate megaphone. Nothing happens here in private, nothing happens in secret, for good or bad. The emotion of feeling like you've given birth to this creative child that goes out into the world, and the world's press is here. What a great place to step onto the stage.
Visiting Cannes for the first time is a young director from Singapore. Kirsten Tan has been identified as one to watch by festival organisers who've invited her to come and meet industry insiders to stir interest in what will be her first feature film. She's about to get her first glimpse of the famous red carpet.
No, it's still a little surreal for me, to be honest. Yeah, I just got in like last night and suddenly I'm here and there's so much activity happening. And I don't know, it's a terrible cliche to say this, but I feel like it's very exciting. And yeah, and I guess as a filmmaker, this is almost like my mecca, and to see so many people interested in film and cinema, it's like, maybe one day, a long time from now, I'll get the chance and honor to walk on this, but currently right now I'm just trying to, just focus on the work and to, keep my head low and just do a good film. Yeah, and this, if it happens, it happens.
Born and raised in Singapore, Kirsten has lived and worked in Thailand, South Korea and New York, and has written and directed short films in each country.
I first saw her short film, which is called 10 Minutes Later, and immediately I think I was struck by how original the film is. And the interesting thing about her film is that almost every film is different from the one that came before.
Kirsten is one of 15 filmmakers chosen by the festival's Atelier section on the strength of her screenplay. She's raised a production budget of $500,000, mainly through grants and screenwriting awards.
I'm Kirsten. My existence is all over, from Singapore and New York, and my project is going to be shot in Thailand. Yeah, and the name of the project is Popeye.
Her film, Popeye, will be a road movie set in Thailand about a jaded middle-aged man who's reunited with a long-lost elephant and goes on a journey to rediscover his lost childhood. Kirsten came up with the idea while working in Thailand when she spotted a group of boys washing an elephant.
At that instant when I was watching them, that innocence, like the pure happiness, the pure joy I saw was something that perhaps I've lost. That feeling and that image is something that was the starting point of the film. And of course it's challenging having to come up with a narrative, having to come up with characters, but that was the spark. I guess right now we're just thinking of meeting as many people as possible, to find potential collaborators, not just for this project, but maybe future projects, and to just keep my eyes and my mind open. After all, it's my first time here, so I'm truly soaking in a lot and just learning as I go along.
Okay, you're still open for an eventual co-production with Europe or not?
We're planning to maybe do 2 more drafts before we go into production.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's joined at the table by 2 longtime friends from Singapore, her producer, Wei Ji Lai, and executive producer Anthony Chen. Chen has already tasted success in Cannes. He sent shockwaves through the movie world in 2013 when his film Ilo Ilo won the prestigious Camera d'Or here, awarded to the director of the best first feature in competition.
I am your maid, but I didn't come here to be bullied.
I've admired her for a long, long time. I think she has a very unique eye, great visuals, and I like her sensibility and tone. I think that's something which is quite rare from our part of the world, and especially in Southeast Asia. Her sense of black humor. I see that not just in one film, but that's something that's recurring in a lot of films. And I think if she can keep on it and maintain that sensibility, that unique quality that she has on her feature films, I think she will go very, very far.
Kirsten's journey through a frantic festival agenda takes her next to the Cannes film market, where film commissioners, producers and sales agents jostle for attention and filmmakers can find financiers.
We're in the middle of the Cannes film market, so there's companies and film commissions from different countries. We don't have a Singapore Film Commission here. They had it in other years, but they were kind enough to print it, something of my project in the Hollywood Reporter.
A full-page feature in such a prominent trade magazine ensures Kirsten's project will be seen by thousands of festival goers, including some of the most influential people in the movie world.
In some ways, I've been doing it for 10 years. Literally out of school, film was my first job, and I just did whatever I could get my hands on. I was crew, I was DPing, I was shooting for fashion stuff in New York, but it was all somehow tied to film. I mean, it is tough, but I don't want to whine too much because I feel like every career that's worth it is kind of tough too. If you can't take it, then I guess you just don't do it.
The tide turns in Kirsten's favour when we return to Cannes later in the show. And we'll join Game of Thrones actress Maisie Williams on her latest adventure, from small to silver screen.
CNN Ones to Watch, in association with Cartier, creative watchmaker. CNN Ones to Watch, in association with Cartier, creative watchmaker.
In a world where movies are just as likely to be watched on a smartphone as in a cinema, there remains something magical about the process of projecting a film onto the silver screen. Digital video is fast replacing film. Video on demand is challenging cinema's traditional position as the place where movies are premiered. While independent movie makers struggle to get their projects off the ground, soaring high above them, the big studios slug it out in a series of superhero sequels.
Finding your place in the firmament